Pencils. They seem so ordinary, lying in a desk drawer, tucked behind your ear, or scattered across a classroom floor. We use them for homework, sketches, crossword puzzles, and quick notes, and most of the time, we don't think twice about them. But here's the thing. The pencil is one of the most fascinating tools humans have ever made. It's simple, reliable, erasable, and has been around for centuries. And yet its story is anything but boring. So today, we're stepping inside the pencil factory to uncover how a humble stick of wood and graphite becomes the world's most iconic writing instrument. Along the way, we'll bust myths, drop fun facts, and reveal surprising secrets you'll never look at a pencil the same way again. Before we hear the machines humming, let's rewind a few centuries. The story begins in 1564. When a massive deposit of pure graphite was discovered in Borrowdale, England. Locals quickly realized this mysterious black material left a strong mark on paper, and it could even be sawn into sticks. But here's the twist. People thought graphite was a form of lead, which is why we still call it pencil lead today. Spoiler, no pencil has ever contained actual lead. Fun fact number 1. The earliest pencils were literally sticks of graphite wrapped in sheepskin or string to keep your hands clean. Elegant? Not exactly. Effective? Very. It wasn't until the late 1700s that Nicolas-Jacques Conté, a French scientist, invented the modern pencil recipe by mixing powdered graphite with clay, forming rods, and baking them in a kiln. That innovation is still the foundation of pencil making today. Mythbuster number 1. Despite the name, no, you cannot get lead poisoning from chewing on a pencil. That's been a myth for centuries. And speaking of myths, here's no myth. Supporting the How To Factory really helps this channel grow. So before we head into the machines, hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell. It's way easier than trying to find a sharpener when you need one most. Cliffhanger. Most people think pencils are always round. But why are so many hexagonal? We'll get to that soon. We begin not with wood, but with a black powdery substance mined from the earth. Graphite. Graphite by itself is too soft to hold a line. So factories mix it with clay and water. The more clay you add, the harder the pencil writes. The more graphite, the darker and softer the mark. That's why artists love pencils like 6B, bold and smooth. Meanwhile, engineers or architects might prefer something like 4H, which leaves a fine, sharp line. And then there's the famous number 2 pencil, balanced perfectly in the middle, making it the go-to for schools and exams. The mixture is kneaded into a thick, dough-like paste, then squeezed through a machine that works like a giant pasta maker. Out come long, thin rods, the leads. But these fragile rods can't be used just yet. They're baked in massive ovens at over 1,800 degrees Fahrenheit, 1,000 degrees Celsius. This hardens them into strong, smooth cores. Fun fact number 2. A single pencil can draw a line 35 miles long. That's the distance of more than a marathon, all from one little stick of wood and graphite. Next comes the wood, because a pencil without timber is just a fragile stick of graphite. Factories use high-quality wood that's both soft enough to sharpen and strong enough not to break. In the US, the favorite choice is California incense cedar. The logs are sliced into thin boards, then cut into grooved slats. Those grooves are the perfect cradle for the graphite cores. Here's how it works. Workers line up dozens of graphite rods in the grooves of one slat. Then, another slat is glued on top, like a wooden sandwich. This creates what's called a pencil sandwich. Fun fact number 3. Those leftover cedar shavings? Nothing goes to waste. Many factories recycle them into mulch or biofuel. After drying, the pencil sandwiches are sliced into individual sticks, then shaped. Machines carve them into hexagons, rounds, or even triangles. Why hexagons? Because they're easier to grip. prevent pencils from rolling off your desk, and they allow factories to cut more pencils out of each wooden slat without wasting material. Mythbuster number 2. Carpenter's pencils, those flat, wide ones, aren't a design mistake. They're flat on purpose so they don't roll off slanted roofs or construction beams, and so they can draw both thin and thick lines depending on the angle. Now the pencils head to the painting station. Each one is dipped, dried, and lacquered with multiple coats of glossy paint. That iconic yellow we see on most pencils? That tradition dates back to the late 1800s, when manufacturers used yellow to suggest luxury because the best graphite came from China, which was associated with royalty and prosperity. Fun fact number 4. In Germany, standard pencils are often green. In Japan, they're often black, so the yellow pencil is really an American phenomenon. The factory also hot stamps brand names, hardness grades, and logos onto the side of each pencil using foil and heat. On one end, a metal ferrule is crimped into place and fitted with a pink eraser. But not all pencils have erasers. In many countries, especially in Europe, pencils are sold without them because professionals prefer separate erasers for precision. Mythbuster number 3. Pink erasers aren't made from real rubber anymore. Most are made from synthetic rubber or vinyl. That's why some smell a little plasticky instead of like natural latex. Fun fact number 5. Before erasers, people used breadcrumbs to rub out mistakes. Imagine carrying toast in your pencil case. Finally, the pencils are sharpened to a fine point, then tested. Quality inspectors check straightness, smooth writing, and eraser performance. Some factories even run pencils through machines that automatically write to ensure consistency. Fun fact number 6. The average pencil can draw a line 35 miles long, or write about 45,000 words before it's used up. That's longer than most novels. But not all pencils are the same. Mechanical pencils feed thin graphite sticks through a click mechanism. Colored pencils replace graphite with pigment and wax. And luxury pencils can sell for hundreds of dollars, made from exotic woods or even precious metals. Mythbuster number 4. Astronauts didn't use pencils in space for long. Early missions tried them, but broken graphite shards floated around in zero gravity, a fire hazard, and a nuisance. That's why space pens took over. Fun fact number 7. The world's largest pencil, made in 2007, measured over 76 feet long and weighed more than 18,000 pounds. And yes, it could actually write. Today, more than 14 billion pencils are produced every year. That's enough to circle the Earth more than 60 times if you lined them up end to end. Pencils are still a global staple, from classrooms in the US to art studios in Japan, from construction sites to standardized tests. Mythbuster number 5. Many people believe pens have completely replaced pencils. The truth? Pencils remain one of the most widely used writing tools on Earth because they're cheap, erasable, and timeless. So the next time you pick up a pencil, remember, it's not just a stick of wood with some lead in it. It's the result of centuries of invention, precise engineering, cultural influence, and global demand. And here's one last surprise. Eco-friendly pencils are already being made from recycled newspapers, old denim, and even biodegradable materials. So in the future, your pencil might not just help you write, it could help save the planet too. If you enjoyed this trip inside the pencil factory, make sure to subscribe to the How To Factory. It's way easier than keeping a pencil sharpener from eating half your eraser. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.